In this video, I will be showing you how to get your Heimdall dashboard from looking like this to this. Stay tuned to find out how it's done. Alright, so let's get started by establishing an SSH connection to our server, or somehow pull up a text editor to be able to edit our Docker Compose. I just have a very basic Docker Compose with one service so far, and that doesn't even really matter for the scope of this video. Anyways, so the next step is to search for Linux server Heimdall, using your search engine, and then finding this page right here, which has the docs. And down here, as you can see, we can just copy the Docker Compose file and paste it right in here. Now that service is redundant, so I'll just delete that. And yeah, now it should work. So one thing you definitely need to change is the PUID and PGID. These should be the ones of your user, and to find them, you can just type in ID and then your username, and as you can see, it's 1024 and 100, so I'm going to change those two values. And then you should probably also set your time zone, and one thing I'm going to change here as well is the path to the configuration volume. That looks good. And now I can run docker compose up -d to get this started. Alright, so the container is up and running. We can just head over to our browser and type in https:// and then the IP address of our server, followed by the port. Now by default you won't have to do this, so if I just enter this, I'll already get to the site. However, if you changed the port right here, make sure that you specify that port using a colon and then the number of the port. So you'll receive this privacy error. This is due to the fact that we don't have a valid SSL certificate. In our case, since we're on our home network, this isn't an issue. So we'll just continue to the page, and you'll be greeted by this default landing page right here. Alright, so let's get started in adding our first application. We can do that by hitting application list on the bottom right, clicking on add, and then selecting the service we want to add. So what we'll do is click on application type, and this offers tons of templates, so this will work 90% of the time, provided that your application is on this list. So I'm just going to add Jellyfin, which I have configured on the same server right here. So just pull up the web UI of whatever service you're trying to add, copy the IP address and the port like so, or if you have DNS, just copy the URL, and then find the application right here, and this will auto populate all the data that you really need. And right here you can enter the URL like so, and I'll go ahead and save this, and as you can see, it's now on my dashboard. So one thing I really like about Heimdall is that it doesn't just show you the service, but you can actually integrate it further oftentimes. And this will vary quite a bit for every single service out there, but I'm just going to show you how to do it using Jellyfin. So let's head over to application list, click on edit, and then down here we can configure it. So the first parameter it wants is the URL, if it's different from the main URL, which it isn't in this case. And next thing it wants is a password, secret token. So let's do that. So this so-called password is actually a little bit confusing, or confusingly named, because it's actually just an API token. And in order to retrieve this, head over to Dashboard Advanced API Keys. So this obviously means that we have to be the admin, which isn't an issue in our case. And then we'll head over to API keys right here. We'll create a new one, and just call it Heimdall, and then we'll copy this key right here. And now we can test whether or not this integrates. and it says successfully communicated with the API, which means that the key is correct. And the last thing we have to do is enable the config up here. Alright, so that looks good, and now we can save it once more. One quick correction I have to make is that you actually have to select a stat right here under Jellyfin's config. So make sure you select that, then you can hit test, save, and as you can see down here, I now have my stats showing. Just as a quick side note, so next step then would be to configure sections to get this looking the way we want it to look. So let's head over to application list once more, and then click on edit. And here you can now add a category. So let's add a category called media. And it tells us we can't add that yet. So what we have to do is go to settings, or rather tags list, and then add a tag and call it media. And you can also upload an icon. We're not going to do that. You'll see why in a second. And then just hit save. And now we can go to our application list once more and add this to our tags. So I'm actually going to remove the default home dashboard tag for a certain reason, which is that I don't want it to show up by default on the home dashboard. You can leave this on if you want to, but I'll remove it. And then hit save, and now you'll see your media tag right here, and if you click on it, you'll get Jellyfin. So I've gone ahead and configured all my services on this instance of Heimdall. So I've got networking with a bunch of tools, files with a bunch of different tools, miscellaneous, and entertainment. And let's discuss how to add the custom CSS now. So definitely go ahead and add all your services and tags and whatever you have, so that we can make this look more appealing with more than just one service. So before we actually customize this site using CSS or JavaScript, I just want to cover two super basic things you can do right out of the box in Heimdall. So the first one is adding a search engine. And in order to do so, we can just go over to our settings, edit the value for homepage search, and make sure that we enable it using this slider. And then hit save. And if you then go back to your home dashboard and type in, Heimdall or something, it'll actually open the search in a new tab. So that's pretty useful. And the next thing is to add a custom wallpaper. I've gone ahead and Googled for the Andromeda Galaxy, which I think is a really neat background. And we can add this by, once again, heading over to settings and setting the value for background image to our image. So I'll choose this file from my downloads, save it, and it will be applied to the dashboard right here. Alright, so let's cover the meat and potatoes of this video, which is custom CSS and JavaScript. There is quite a few templates that you can choose from. So you can just search for Reddit and then Heimdall dashboard, custom CSS and JavaScript, and there's quite a few ways to do it. I really like this one, the first one that pops up right here, since it allows you to really display these sections simultaneously instead of having to click on each one individually. I really like that, so I'm going to be applying this theme right here. And in order to apply this theme, all we have to do is just copy the custom CSS and JavaScript to our Heimdall instance. So I'm going to open the CSS file first and then copy all of this right here. There we go. Then head back to Heimdall, go to settings, go to custom CSS, hit the edit button, paste it in, and hit save. We'll do the same thing for the JavaScript. So we'll copy all this, go to our settings one more time, click on the edit button next to custom JavaScript, paste it in, and save it. Now, if I head over to my home dashboard, as you can see, I have all these different tags right here with the individual services, and I think this looks really neat. Now, one thing on the bottom right here, I have this weird white space. I might look into, fixing that, but typically if you have fewer services than I do, this shouldn't be an issue. So, I have a very large collection of services, but you probably won't bump into this error. That being said, I think this looks way better than the default Heimdall background image and style. So I really enjoy this. So I have a tip for all of you power users out there. One thing that you might not like about this is that all the icons are so large that you have to scroll forever to get to some of your services if you have quite a few of them. And one way of circumventing this is to zoom out, and as you can see, it'll actually show them in much better layout, in my opinion. So we just zoomed out to 67%. And now what you can actually do is head over to your settings, edit the custom CSS, and right up here what you want to do is edit the body element and change that to the percentage of the percentage that you zoomed in or out, whatever it is. So in my case it was 67%, so I'm going to change it to 0.67. And now if I hit save and zoom back in, go to the home page and even hit refresh, it'll now have this new view right here, which I much prefer. So that's one thing you can do to change the layout. If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing would be greatly appreciated. Any of these will help the growth of the channel. Thank you, and until next time.